We are at a regenerative citrus farm.
Yes.
Okay, before now I didn't even know that existed. So
I may be the only one.
Really?
There may be a couple.
You're pioneering this.
Yeah, it really is.
So what is a regenerative citrus farm?
So I'm growing citrus. It's certified organic, so that's a lot of focus on what we don't do. Regenerative, I'm rebuilding the whole ecosystem in the soil. So just like you do with animal manure, I do by adding microbes and feeding them. And so I've got a complete transformation of the soil, organic, and it grows a healthy tree. And I've had the fruit analyzed, and it's 8 times more nutrient dense.
Wow.
Went to conventional grows, picked their same fruit, same variety, same day, squeezed it and sent it to a lab, 8 times more nutritious
than organic or conventional?
Than conventional, yeah.
But you go even beyond organic.
It is beyond organic because the whole life in the soil is completely transforming the tree.
So that's not required in organic certification? Nothing about the soil?
No, but the soil obviously would improve with organic. But I really focus. I actually fertilize every 2 weeks. I fertilize the tree, and then I feed the microbes.
I see.
Then the tree, and then the microbes. So that's all season long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might show us some specifics of how you do that in a minute. But what is this ice, for those that don't know?
So last night it got to 27 degrees.
Woo!
And that'll kill a citrus tree. And so we turn on every tree.
It'll kill the whole tree, not just the fruit.
These are honeyballs. It'll burn them back. And if it got down to 20 or so every tree has a microjet sprinkler.
Okay.
And the well water is 65 degrees. So I come out at midnight or whenever it's going to start to freeze and get the water going on every single tree. So I've got to have a big well. And did
every tree work? Did every tree survive this?
Yeah.
So everyone worked. So before the storm came or the cold came, did you come out and check
came in and checked every one. Yeah.
How many were not working?
Just this last time about 10.
And they were easily fixed?
You take either you take the little green nozzle out that got clogged up.
Okay.
Or you replace the whole thing. A mouse might eat. Here's right here. Might eat the.
So you got to tell me, is this kale growing in here? Do you have to?
I do.
Do you have intentional undercrop here?
I do. Yeah. So I plant 10 species of cover crop in the spring, and then another different 10 in the fall. So right now it's daikon radish, kale, turnips, 3 kinds of. That's a great root system. So this is.
And what's the purpose of all the different ones?
Yeah. So every one feeds. Really grab that for me. Feeds the microbes differently.
How far do you let it get wild before you cut it?
It'll go. I let it go all the way. So,
really? All the way to maturity?
In March, the whole grove will be 2 feet high.
Wow.
I got 3 kinds of clover, Austrian winter pea.
I'm wondering if you could have some sheep come through, or would they eat your citrus trees?
They probably would be rough on the tree.
They totally eat a persimmon tree. I found out that the hard way.
You know, a lamb tractor, just like you do chicken.
Yeah, you could do that.
Would work. I don't quite have the energy to.
All right, Ben.
I don't live on the farm, so that would be That would be an every.
Yeah. So did you see Permaculture Orchard? Have you seen that? He does the same thing, but with fruit trees, or apple and pears and stuff like that.
It's very similar. Yeah, what I'm doing.
Where'd you learn this?
My whole career's been in agriculture, but it was traditional agriculture. I worked for the ag chem industry, and this daikon radish will get this big.
And what's the purpose for the radish in the soil?
So
what does it do?
It's every plant, all the cover crops, about 40% of their sugars and nutrition, they excrete it back into the soil. And it's designed to feed the microbes, which in turn dissolve the minerals and feed the tree. So I'm just bringing back the original system.
So when this is done growing, then how do you replant it? Or do you not?
I will, in March and April, I'll begin mowing it and roll it all over into the tree and have a layer of mulch about that deep. Yeah, so that'll be fertilizer for the tree, and it'll feed the microbes.
And then do you plant more?
Then I plant more, yeah. So then in the springtime, in April.
And how do you plant it?
In the winter?
With the grass here.
In the winter, I just throw it.
Oh, okay.
In the summertime, I haven't had much luck with that. So I've last year got a no-till drill.
Oh.
And put the cover crop seed, but I can't get up close to the trees.
Can we see that drill later?
It's not here. I had I rented one.
You rent it.
And
when you mow, are you using a scythe or are you mowing with a machine?
I do. To get up close to the tree, I use a scythe.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do. That's
You have that here?
Yeah.
Can you demo that?
I sure could. This is daikon radish. I mean, they're delicious. They chefs in Atlanta use them in dishes.
And you're just using it solely for undercrop, cover crop.
Yeah, because a lot of my nutrition I pump through the irrigation. Those little emitters come out 6 feet. Everywhere the ice is, that was water last night.
Okay.
We thought about putting a strip, maybe some just ground cloth, and then planting some vegetables in here in the summertime. You know, something you need, cantaloupe or little baby watermelons, just to give us a summer crop. So,
but up until now, you haven't done a second crop.
No, other than the cover crop.
For your underneath. Okay.
Even the daikon radish and kale would.
This is much more beautiful than the typical orchard where you come in and the ground is just absolutely bare underneath.
Oh, it's terrible.
These trees.
I did a research trial and I left a treatment bare ground, you know, sprayed Roundup, the whole thing, and then I did DNA analysis on the soil, and you could actually see what was in the soil dying off. And I've got some little information that kind of visualizes that. But it's incredible. So the organic matter has increased 1% here, from 1% to almost 2%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's huge. That completely changes what grows here and the nutrient levels and how well it's going to do. These were honeybell trees. Last winter, they're real sensitive to the cold. They froze back to about this far, and I've got about 100 of them. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to just pull them up with a tractor. They're probably almost dead. And then I decided, no, I'll leave them, and I pruned them back real hard. And they're so healthy, they completely came back. And they bloomed.
Wow.
And I picked about 400 pounds of fruit off of them. Which is, I couldn't even believe it, that they came back enough to bloom fruit and be harvested. So all this growth is just one season. There wasn't anything here. So that's how healthy the trees are by growing in this way.
What do citrus farmers typically struggle with the most?
So Florida, the whole industry's almost been destroyed by a new disease called HLB or greening. It's carried by a tiny little insect, and we don't have this insect in South Georgia.
Oh.
It hasn't come up here. We think the cold, and so we haven't had the disease yet. It's showed up at a couple of farms.
Yeah. We
don't know why. The insect may have been brought.
So are we going to lose citrus in Florida?
80% of it's gone. Almost. They've closed 200 packing houses. There's only like 8 left.
Are we going to lose them all?
They're fighting so hard to stay. I really think that the health of the tree would make a significant difference. That if it gets here, that insect could move further north. If it comes, I'm optimistic that my trees are healthy. These trees are 3.5 years old. If I grew them conventionally, they'd actually be bigger.
Okay.
It's forced growth. I call it hollow growth. Hollow growth and hollow fruit.
We might find some ripe fruit here pretty soon.
Oh, it's all ripe.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah. What's left on the tree, grapefruit's interesting. It'll hold on the tree all the way through April. So from November to April. A lot of varieties.
And be okay.
When they're ripe.
Still be fresh.
Oh, yeah. This tree had a scale insect. About 15 trees, I don't know. Got this.
Do you like grapefruit?
Oh gosh, I love it.
So you like a bitter fruit?
I've just learned, because mine out here, the flavor's just.
How do you eat it?
Unbelievable. I do it differently. I completely skin it, and then I, with a knife, scoop out all the plugs.
Okay, we'll have to do that later, huh?
I eat 2 whole grapefruit.
You're going to show
breakfast.
us how you do it later?
Yeah.
That's all you eat for breakfast?
That and a bowl of cereal. with blackberries on top.
And then what do you eat for lunch?
Peanut butter and bacon sandwich.
Okay. So you hit your citrus early in the morning.
Yeah.
For breakfast,
Well,
and then you're good.
To be honest, I eat it all day. And then I'll have a Shiranui, which is, they're unbelievable.
So what is your biggest struggle then?
The biggest struggle is doing it organic and regenerative. The trees are so much slower to grow. So I've got some varieties that still are real small. Instead of conventionally, where you just throw the fertilizer at it, it's bare ground, it soaks it all up, and this tree is pushed and gets big. So I'm behind conventional.
I finally see a hole. There's your organic stamp of approval.
Yeah, that was probably
bugs will eat.
Probably a grasshopper.
How do you fend off anything like that? Do you have to?
No, I don't. So you asked my biggest challenge.
Yeah.
It's leaf miner.
Okay.
This is a insect. It tunnels in the leaf.
All right.
You know, conventionally, it's easy. They inject something through the drip, and it controls it, the insecticide. But I can't do that. And the organic things, insecticides that are approved, that are safe, neem oil, and they're not near as effective. So I lose a lot of mine.
You just take a loss?
Yeah.
Don't even put anything on it?
Well, no. I continue to spray all the organic stuff.
Oh, you do?
It's just about half as effective. And so,
okay. All right. And you still lose?
If you slip, yeah. So I lost production on that.
So can you do this? Do you recommend this kind of cover cropping as opposed to mulching wood chips? If somebody were on a small scale, homestead scale?
Wood chips wouldn't do much, but if they could do compost. See, you're trying to get the microbes. Now your wood chips, after they've been soaked with manure, if they were allowed to compost, you're building up all that microbial life.
I see. So you're doing the cover crops for the microbial life.
That's right. They feed the microbes.
Do the same ones work for apple trees, pear trees?
Yeah, absolutely.
So which ones do you recommend? So if somebody wants to have 10 trees.
Yeah, so it's whatever would grow in their area. So in the wintertime, hairy vetch is incredible.
Yeah.
Clovers, kale, turnip, daikon radish, and then I've got some grasses. I've got black oats and cereal ryegrass in my mix, and it'll all come up.
So this is interesting because we've been wood chipping our fruit trees just to keep the grass from just overtaking it and choking it. Yeah. They're young. That makes me wonder if we should rethink and do this.
And actually, I agree with that. Right around the tree, they don't need the competition.
Okay.
Initially, and that's probably
at first. Yeah, these are more mature.
I learned that.
Okay. Well, then we're doing the right thing.
But you could plant out because these roots.
Yeah.
These roots come all the way out to here, so you could do.
I think
cover crops all around.
I like this, and then when the trees are even higher, where the sheep aren't going to get the bottom, planting this because the sheep would love to eat this stuff.
I know. Even chickens or ducks would kind of be a great mower.
And if you did geese, you wouldn't even have to feed them.
No.
This could be all they need.
Would they mess with the trees? geese.
I don't
know.
think they would. Do you guys think they would mess with the
Yeah.
trees? I don't think they would. A chicken would mess with the tree, perhaps.
Would
Rabbits,
My
yeah.
thing is, would I need to fence? I guess I'd have to fence in the whole.
But see,
Place.
well,
How?
no, because
Will
then the
geese stay
goose,
by?
if you fence in the whole thing, the problem is the goose is going to have a favorite place. So you're going to have to rotate them.
You got to rotate. Yeah.
But you could keep them in a net, an electric net,
right. And move.
and move that once a
And-
week.
It'd be neat to have something that would clean out around the tree.
But there's not much of a market in America for geese anymore. But I mean, you could do it
To-
for bug control and just to way to
me,
mow
yeah.
and just
Just
to,
for
and you could eat a Christmas goose and a
right. the cover crop is going to grow up over that sprinkler, and so in a month that's going to start to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be out here with the scythe or
yeah.
weed eater, just keeping it open. So geese,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
yeah, I
a
like
good
geese or
idea.
ducks because geese, they don't scratch, so they won't till. I see you're trying to stay away from tilling.
The fungal growth in the soil, bacteria feed fungi, and then fungi transport the nutrients to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And if you till, that's what breaks up
Okay.
the fungi. Especially, they call it mycorrhizal fungi.
Yeah.
And I inoculate with it, but it's hard to get
Yeah, and you know
it
what?
established.
I would for you and living off farm too. You don't want to get ducks either because they're so messy. You're gonna have a hard time keeping their water up and clean. But goose, they're gonna be your least main maintenance.
The chicken house with auto opening
Yeah,
doors,
yeah.
would they come
then
back
you
in
have-
every night on their own?
Yeah, and well, they wouldn't necessarily have to either, though.
Well, I'd worry about predators, raccoons.
Well, you would. You're gonna have this net. You're gonna have this electric net.
Right. Would that keep things out?
Yes. And geese themselves are guards. That's why we have geese, to protect the chickens from these things, because they squawk and carry on, and the predators don't like the drama.
But would the chickens leave the site? If I just move the house around, would
Yeah.
they stay within a...
No.
And go back in the
The
house?
problems with
Chickens
doing
will
that with
leave.
chickens, you need to put them in a net, because on this small of a scale, they're gonna have a favorite spot. That's gonna be their favorite tree, and they're gonna always go there. And all the poop and all the scratching and all the eating is there, and they're not gonna go spread the love. This is cool.
You were I've got... These are all limes.
So much warmer.
Yeah. Feel it.
Okay, so why are the limes in the greenhouse? You know, I know nothing about citrus.
Yeah, so limes would... This cold last night would have killed
Okay.
these lime trees.
Even if you wet them, even if you put the ice on them. Okay.
Yeah. So they're in the greenhouse.
Oh look, I'm fogging up.
Oh, I bet.
Time out.
So the limes are already blooming. That's the bloom.
Okay.
Beautiful. It's purple. And then these are little limes already growing. But
Are
this-
limes natural, or did we make limes
No, they were natural.
with mixing things?
So this is
Didn't
no
Austin tell us limes were, or is that lemons?
lemon. We breed them. We cross them. Like
Is that a lime or a lemon?
well,
that we
this
breed?
this lime is a Rangpur,
Okay.
which is a lime bred with a mandarin orange. And it's an
Okay.
incredible flavor.
All right.
This one is a kefir, and it's really grown not for the lime. It's not even really edible. It's the leaf. It's a double leaf, and it's used in Thai cooking.
Okay.
So I had an offer from New York City. A guy needed 20 pounds of leaves per week. That was his market, which I don't even have enough trees that that would strip. But it's neat. There's it's incredible. It's a wonderful flavor.
What do you think? Tastes kind of like paper.
He doesn't need 20 pounds a week.
No,
You're not gonna put in an order, competitive order. What do you use limes for?
I put them in everything I drink. These
Do you?
Rangpurs, oh my goodness. Put it in iced tea.
Okay, we're gonna
In
try
water.
these rampours later.
They are done for the season.
Oh, okay.
There's not any left.
Ben, you like them?
I do.
What do you do with them?
I put them in my tea. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Your sweet tea?
Sweet tea.
Every
Water.
everything we drink.
Y'all from Georgia?
from Georgia.
Yeah, I'm from Florida, actually.
Well, do you like sweet
Kinda from
tea or do
New
you
York,
like
I think.
Love it.
iced tea
Love it. No.
without the sweetener?
Sweet tea.
Okay.
Gotta be sweet.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
at least you're southern.
This is interesting, Justin. This was a research trial.
Oh, once
So-
it says not organic, so
Right. So this was the conventional I was
okay,
talking about.
all right.
This had Roundup and a handful of fertilizer and a bunch of pesticides.
Okay.
And the other part is organic and regenerative.
Okay.
And you see, it's just so this is after 3.5 years. These.
Oh wait, so
grew-
this whole section is
yeah,
not organic.
that's right.
Okay.
So the next 2 rows, and then it's a replicated trial. So then I did the same thing 3 more times, again
Okay.
and again, to get data off of it.
But you still did the cover crop,
Well,
or are you bringing it back now?
I'm bringing it back.
Okay.
I'm now certified organic, so this is
Oh.
not, and I can't even sell this fruit as my crop because it's not organic.
Is it? Was it hard to get certified organic?
I mean, for 3 years, I couldn't put any chemical or even little things. Can't control fire ants with what you know works. Can't use Amdro. Can't use wasp spray to kill wasp nests. This is a sheer and
Are we about to open that? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Falling into that. Here, boys.
It is.
Let's try this. Is this an
This
orange?
This is a mandarin. In California, they've named them sumo.
What's the difference between a mandarin and an orange?
Mandarin is easier to peel.
So is orange
It's
is
tangier.
Florida having problems with everything then? The orange,
everything,
the
all the
limes,
citrus.
the citrus, all
All
citrus.
all the citrus. So we're going to get you guys' opinion. This is the most unbelievable fruit. I'll wait to hear what you say.
Oh, that's good.
Tangy.
Is it? So you've never had such nutrient dense citrus, I'm sure.
It's so.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can feel the nutrients going to your.
You just your body's
Flesh.
kind of just yeah.
You could almost eat this as a dessert.
It's a tart sweet combination.
What do you eat for breakfast?
I don't really ever eat bread.
Okay,
I eat at about 1.
that's the new way.
I ate a banana today though. That was good. I've been eating like 4 Sharanouis every day.
For what?
4 Sharanouis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
these?
Yeah.
Why so many?
I don't know. 'Cause- well, for us they're free.
What's the- they're
not
so
free.
good.
They're not free for him. They're free for us.
You only have them from now till when?
These are really done. So
You're
November
about to
15,
not have them.
November 15 till the end of January.
So that's it.
Citrus
You got to
is
eat
done.
it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the way
yeah.
that we're supposed to eat fruit, I think.
I think so.
Gorge on it when it's in
It
and be
is.
done.
That was
For the
that
rest
was
of the year.
plan.
Well,
Yeah.
we were farm
God's
sitting. They went out of town. We were farm sitting all last week.
Yeah.
So we're out here. Well, turning on the irrigation at midnight and eating them 3 or 4 Sharanouis.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the bonus for
Yeah.
being the farm sitter. Hey, we got more?
Inside the it's actually USDA certified package. It's a shipping container.
Yeah, so it has to be dedicated.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So this is the last of the Shiranuis. So
Aw.
I got a customer for them, and I'm going to deliver them on Monday.
Where's your customer?
Close to Columbus, Georgia.
And how did you find them?
We actually searched organic markets and all over Georgia, and we tried to find 3 or 4 together in the same place.
Okay.
And then this is what happened. We were afraid of the freeze. 26 degrees for 4 hours will freeze fruit,
Okay.
and then it's ruined. Then all you can do is juice it. So
Oh,
we came in over last weekend and we picked all the rest of the grapes.
really? So you were telling me earlier, y'all picked 3,000 pounds of fruit
We did.
before the cold came?
And we did in one day. So
Ben, was you helping him with that?
Yeah, we're out here a lot.
Did you get sore?
Do what?
Did you get injured?
No.
I got 4 different kinds. Flame is a red, and then pink frost, and then I've got ruby red and Rio red.
Okay. Are you going to be able to offload these before they go spoil?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm taking about 100 pounds to a food bank,
Okay.
and I'll take 100 pounds every week to
So
the food bank. Until
That's
it's
what'll
gone.
happen if you don't sell it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, if I
So-
don't, I'll take it all.
Tell me about these boxes. You sold these, and you got a computer out here. How you getting internet out here?
So yeah, I've got a little Wi-Fi.
Okay, you
And
got a
then-
little hotspot.
These are my standing grapefruit orders.
Nice.
So I've got, but most of them. So here
Using
they are.
Shopify.
Michigan, Ohio,
Oh, wait.
Colorado, Tennessee, Utah.
Oh, you're shipping all the way to Colorado.
Yeah, so they're in the middle of a cold snap. I don't want the fruit to freeze on the UPS truck.
That's right.
So I just emailed everybody and said, hey, as soon as the weather passes, I'll ship all the fruit out.
Look at this.
So,
This is custom touch, man.
So
You're watching
normally,
other people's weather.
so these are the last of our lemons.
People
These
don't
are,
get that when they get it from the grocery store.
these are Meyer lemons.
Was everybody okay with you delaying?
Yeah, oh, everybody's fine.
So this is what you sent me. That's how we found out about you.
Yeah, so this is our box.
Are you sending us the CSA shares? Is that what this is, or people are just ordering?
They're just ordering online.
What they want.
They find me
Okay.
online, and it's squeezed citrus.
Okay.
And this is my whole concept: is the microbes in the
Okay.
soil on the roots.
Yeah.
It's nutrient dense.
So people are also finding you with Google search.
They are. Yeah. About half of my sales just organically come in. People looking for organic citrus. I mean,
Okay.
it just they naturally find me.
And they want to buy directly from the farmer instead of going through the store.
That way, they can be confident that what's
Yeah.
in it. I mean,
Well,
I have.
now you know, even Whole Foods is putting a pill on organic produce.
And
So
I don't-
people are having to go beyond the Whole Foods.
and I'm not big enough. Yeah, they are. I mean, if really to get the best food, people should go to a farmer's market.
Yeah.
And get it
Okay.
from the farmer,
Okay.
and it's going to be regenerative. At the farmer's market, it's not just organic. It's almost all of it would be regenerative.
Yeah.
It would be
What makes it regenerative?
if the soil is being brought back to life. To me, that's the bottom line. That makes it.
Soils and it's getting
Regenerative.
better
It is. Yeah.
because of what you're doing.
It,
I would say,
constantly.
as
Yeah.
opposed to getting worse.
Yeah, constantly better and better.
Yeah.
So,
They go to squeeze.com.
Squeeze citrus.
Squeezecitrus.com.
Yep.
Powered by Shopify, I see.
Yeah,
That's a slick way to do it, isn't it?
yeah.
We use Shopify.
Let me
Okay.
pop open one of these grapefruits and show you.
What's up with this? Did you draw these?
No, this is the Georgia Department of Ag.
Oh.
These are their safety guidelines. So anybody
So
that's
don't pick one up that's falling on the ground. It's
don't
not
pick it
allowed
on
to
the
come.
ground. If you pet your dog, you got to go wash your hands.
Okay.
And here's how you wash your hands. Of course, we needed to know that. So that's a flame grapefruit.
He's gonna show us how. Hey, anybody want a grapefruit?
Yeah, grab me one out of the end.
I like how you jumped to it, Josiah. You missed the farm already, don't you?
No.
It's only been one day.
They do.
No, they need the break.
Here's how I do it, Justin. I don't think anybody else does it like this.
Where'd you learn how to do it?
I made this up.
I guess if you have all you can eat grapefruit for 3 months,
That's right.
you can figure out how to do it.
So this is what I do every morning. I do 2 of these, and that is pure.
Do you put honey on it or anything?
No, it doesn't need anything.
Just learn how to cut one up, Beck.
Now this,
She'll do that and then spoon it all the way around. Cut along this cut and then
Yeah, that's how
put a little
that's how
honey
I
on
grew up
it.
doing
Scoop it up.
in Florida.
and everybody does. And
That's the way. That's the way everybody does.
I just do it this way, and then I get a whole bowl full of just plugs, and it's just faster.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lily.
My kids don't.
Why you don't like grapefruit?
I'll try it.
Come on,
But it's
Mom. You
all-
like
I
love
it's bitter fruit.
I love grapefruit. I was telling Lane, I was like, just put some honey on it. So good.
That got me.
She knows about that.
So good. You eat some.
Can you feel the density?
I can. Penetrating my soul.
Which variety is that? The Rios?
Somebody wrote me last week, and they said my whole house has the flu, so we're eating all your fruit that
Yeah.
we can. You know,
Okay.
it's just I had it analyzed, and it's 8 times more
Wow.
nutritious
Okay.
than conventional.
Wow.
So
Is that because of the practices you're doing to make it
It's-
the way it is?
yeah, it's all, to be honest, it's all the microbes in the soil. So the cover crops feed them, and then I feed them. I inoculate with microbes constantly, probably 4 or 5 times a year, to build it up, and then hopefully it'll be self-sustaining eventually.
Yeah.
Animal manures would add to that too, wouldn't
Oh,
they? If it was
absolutely.
like a geese or something.
Any manure, especially ruminant manure, it's already got the microbes in it.
Oh,
You know,
neat.
ruminant manure, it has like 1 trillion different species. It's just, that would be incredible on the soil. I would love to have little sheep tractor, lamb tractors or something to be able to.
Well, there was a chicken tractor for sale down the road, and I
Yeah.
called down. I was like, "Hey, there's this chicken tractor down here."
And my wife
Justin
heard it.
says this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And my wife said,
I heard my mom in the background. We're not getting any chickens.
Have you seen my mobile metal pen?
Oh,
we
yeah.
Put the chickens in, or sheep in every once in a while.
Yeah,
You could make one that's the size of your aisles.
yeah.
Do you come here every day? You have to come here every day.
I do.
All you'd have to do is come every day and move it once. Of course, you'd need more than one to keep up with your mowing. All right, well, what else you want to do? Is that it?
I'll show you.
Oh, we
Let
want
me
to
show
see
you
a
real
site
quick
here at
the
the end.
irrigation and then
Okay.
the little shed where I.
Okay. And then we're going to have a grand finale of the site.
So just to keep the trees alive, I wouldn't need much water. But for freeze
Okay.
protection, I've got to have 300 gallons a minute. So I've got a 6-inch well. I mix my fertility in here. It's just a little electric pump, and it injects.
So that's how you...
And so I put it in, and then Grove is broken up.
Who
in
built this?
Irrigation zones.
You built this system?
An irrigation company.
Okay.
One company drilled the well, one put in the
Okay.
irrigation, and then I designed and built the
Okay.
injection.
What do you put in the injection?
Seaweed, kelp, fish hydrolysate, which is fermented fish, and then any of the minerals that are needed. I buy an organic source: copper, iron, zinc, molybdenum, manganese.
Wow.
And I mix them all up separately, and I test the trees to see what's needed. It's probably a little more complicated than
Yeah.
it needs to be. And somebody on a homeowner basis, they could buy a simple organic fertilizer and accomplish most of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
They can make a compost tea too and spray it.
oh yeah, and that's compost tea is down. The totes are compost tea brewers.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I brew my own.
Okay.
I'm not very good at it, but I'm learning. The barrel back in the back is all fish
Okay.
hydrolysate. So I just put
Okay.
out a gallon or 2 a week, and that's where it's getting that nutrients.
And this is just your barn.
It's just my barn. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the whole thing. This is all the fertility: copper, iron, zinc, manganese, humic acid, silicon.
Why don't you just stick with your conventional background?
I just believe that our food is not. When I found out, I planting the Grove, I thought I would grow it organically. I was thinking for economic reasons. And then I started reading all the research, which a lot of it is brand new. And that we have destroyed everything I'd been doing in my career. Developing new pesticides. It was destroying everything that was in the soil. And that, along with the synthetic fertilizers and tillage, and we've pretty well wiped out all the life in our soil, and our food doesn't have, it's not even nutritious anymore. And now we have a health crisis. And so I'm really determined to try to, just like I learn how to do research and document everything, I'm trying to document how I'm growing citrus better, and then having it analyzed I was hoping for 50% improvement, maybe 100%, and it was 8 times more, 800% more nutritious. So,
Wow.
when I do something, I make compost tea, and then I look at it on the microscope
Wow.
to see if it's alive and see what's going on, and I, kind of rank, and then I try different recipes to try to get it, and then when I go out about every couple of months and take leaves off the tree, and I get the analysis back. And it tells me that, hey, I'm real deficient in silica and zinc and manganese.
Okay.
And so then I grab that.
Okay.
These are all deficiencies. So I know the tree is suffering by not having those. So trying to get it exactly the right nutrition is what my goal is.
What's the soil doing right now in the winter? Is it chill out?
Yeah, it does. But to be honest, I keep feeding the microbes. I mean, all this irrigation to control is probably tough on them. But after this settles down, I'll go back in and feed the microbes. So
Okay.
it'll be,
Okay.
seaweed, fish. Some molasses is one of the absolute best things. Some people just put out sugar. They'll mix up sugar in the tank, and that'll feed the microbes.
Wow.
So, and I've got actually have a picture of what the sample that I took. This is what I took a year ago. I went to another grove, same day. These are page mandarins. These are mine.
What?
And this is the
It's
conventional
the same
grove.
fruit.
Same fruit. I bought my trees from these people. I mean, it's exactly the same genetics. So this is when you grow it regeneratively, and this is with conventional.
God.
I mean, this is just Roundup, bare ground, bunch of pesticides, and this is what went to the lab. I juiced it, froze it.
It's just there. That's all it is. They just get to the store. It's just something.
It's
just
there. It's hollow.
That's
fruit.
all there is to it.
There's
all the priority
There's-
is in conventional.
there's very little nutrition in that. And then, I mean, the analysis showed this was 8 times more nutritious
Okay.
than that. And then I did the same thing with grapefruit. Went to a different, one of mine and went to another grove. And then I averaged the two together. And
Wow.
they analyzed 26 different things. Flavonoids. So if it's flavonoids, then you don't have flavor either. So that's why
I see.
everybody says, well, go buy a tomato. There's no taste.
No.
I can look. I mean,
The tomatoes are the worst for that.
I throw away half of the fruit that I buy.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no flavor.
Wow.
Cantaloupe, oh, that's the worst. This is the DNA analysis of the soil.
Okay.
So after 3 seasons, this is a visual of every dot represents a fungal species. And this is my regenerative treatment. There's probably 300 different species. And we think of it as being negative, but it's not. They balance, they control things. And then here was the conventional. After all that 3 years of Roundup, all the fungal species died out. And the only one left was a puffball. 89% of all the fungal population was this one puff. It's just absolutely worthless. So this is basically 3 years. I pretty much sterilized the soil
These are your 3 tricks: organic practices, cover
Yep.
crops, and inoculants.
and inoculants.
Which are all your amendments you just showed me over there, the liquids.
Yeah,
Additives.
that's everything that I do.
Okay. What is this?
Brunswick stew. So
Okay.
Brunswick is a town in Georgia.
What?
Yeah. And so it's our wintertime food. It's got corn, tomatoes, and then whatever meat you got. So this one's got chicken, barbecue pork, and hamburger.
Okay.
It kind of tastes like a light. Everybody makes it different.
Brunswick stew is pretty famous, isn't it? It's a thing.
It is here in Georgia.
Okay. Is it a thing, Rebecca? Have you heard of Brunswick stew
I have
before?
heard of it, but I thought it was just like beef stew.
So what makes it Brunswick?
I don't know. Brunswick. It's just what we call it.
All right,
but
all right.
everybody makes it different. You're right.
Okay.
We put barbecue sauce in it, so it tastes. It has barbecue sauce taste.
Okay. Cool. You talking us up?
This is the Rhodes box.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, he's got the grapefruit box.
Yeah, they're gonna love these. Well, they're not oranges.
Shiranui.
Shiranui.
Mandarin. Yep.
Mandarins.
Yep.
What you got in there? Grapefruits?
Some of those.
He got the
Is that full? We end up getting all the ones that look like this.
Yes. You get the ones that
This is the family.
fell on the ground, huh?
Yeah.
I love to sell.
We call them the uglies, and they go under here, and then we take them home at
And
night.
then we all eat them.
Hey,
eat 'em. Yeah.
you got to do a site demo before we leave. You have time?
Yeah, sight them up.
Yeah, we got a few minutes.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you. And hey, if folks want to Apparently, you ship all the way to Colorado.
Absolutely.
Ship all the way to California.
Washington. You can't sell in
Okay.
California. It's a citrus state.
All right. Where do they go? Squeezecitrus.com.
Squeezecitrus.com. Yep.
Okay.
And they can order right off. Right now, it's into the season. I'm doing 40% off.
Oh,
So-
sweet. What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they need to order right now.
We were afraid.
You got a
it was gonna
subscription?
Pardon?
You got a subscription, or is this pick and
No,
go?
it's they would use a code. We did Polar Vortex.
Okay.
Is the discount.
All right, let's see. Oh, this is American Sai.
This is the real thing.
You're not even the European Sai.
I don't even know the European.
Oh,
I'm American.
I still got my grandpa's American Sai. So you know how to preen and sharpen it?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to show you this too.
Do you preen this one, the American Sai? And that blade?
I don't know what preen is. I just
That's
sharpened it.
hammering it. You
Oh,
hammer
no,
the blade
no.
instead of. Maybe I'm using the wrong word, but.
This is how I measure my soil.
Okay.
It's a penetrometer. So out here, there's not been any wheel traffic.
Okay.
And it goes in, you put 200 pounds of pressure on it.
Okay.
Right here, it goes in 6 inches.
So you go in until you have to go.
Till it stops at 200 pounds of pressure. But I come
Okay.
over here.
And the test is how far can I get down
That's right.
without putting more than 200 pounds of pressure on it?
That's right. The
Okay.
microbes, it's the roots from the cover crop, the roots from the tree, and then the microbes. They're all the soil is actually fluffy.
So I have a feeling you're going to get to go pretty far down in here. Whoa!
So at 200 pounds
Holy.
it goes. So
What?
yeah. So this is the
You just pushed that 3-foot rod down into the ground
yeah.
with less than 200 pounds of pressure.
That's right. So that's the proof that the microbes are there, that the roots.
That deep?
Yeah.
How deep will they go?
Oh God, I don't know.
6 feet?
I think they'll go 6 feet. Yeah, but it's
Jeez.
so when you walk across,
Okay.
when you come to the row, it actually goes up about an inch or two,
Oh, you didn't do that? That's
then
not
it's-
from.
and it's.
You're building soil.
I'm building. I've already added about an inch.
You've
of
added topsoil.
Yeah.
And now it's interesting how you said this about the pathway. That's how damaging compaction can be. Just driving
No,
on it.
it's not even This is just the way the field was. This
Oh, so the compaction isn't so bad.
well, the compaction would
For
be
soil.
out here in the wheel row. Now this won't even go in at all. Well, that's where the tractor or the gator goes. It's wet from all the irrigation. But
Okay. I can't believe you just stuck that in that whole
it
ground.
just-
How many years did it take you to get to that?
by the second year it
What?
was doing this.
Okay, well that's hopeful for people.
Yeah.
So if people have a homestead, they want 10 trees. What are you going to
Sure.
tell them to do? How old should the tree be? Or we buy them bare root?
So whatever I think apples are bare root, but citrus
Okay.
you buy them and then you knock all the soil off, so they are bare root.
How old should you buy them? How old should
They're
they
about
be?
18 months old when you buy them.
Okay, so little tiny
Any
things?
tree, yeah. It's a little. Oh, these were tiny.
And then what do? They plant the cover crop right away? Or they do mulch?
I would mulch around the tree for the
Okay.
first year and a half,
Okay.
and I would, after you're a couple feet out, then you put cover crop,
Okay.
and you start building this soil.
All
I mean,
right.
look at that. That's,
Jump on that cover crop, y'all.
That's just.
We're on that.
So this is ryegrass, peas, kale,
And then just
turnip.
cut it. You're going to show us in a minute. You're just going to
Yeah,
cut and
let's-
drop is what permaculture calls it.
Yeah, somebody named it chop and drop.
Chop and drop. That's
Chop
what I
and
meant
drop.
to say.
Yeah.
Chop and drop.
But the challenge is there's an irrigation line on top of the
Yeah.
ground. So I have to be careful. I'll cut right through it.
Okay. All right.
But when it gets taller,
But you could also use a string trimmer.
yeah,
But it kind of slings it as opposed to just making a nice.
it's
It kind of shreds it, which is maybe not as good as a mulch. You kind of have to come back and rake it
to
back
be
on.
honest, by springtime it'll be this deep, and this is a lot more effective
Okay.
than the.
And you'll do this whole field with your scythe.
No, I'll do it where it's deepest,
Okay.
and then we go in with the. But when this is
Then you go do the rest with the string trimmer.
yeah,
Okay. So the homesteader does the cover crop, and then what? They could make a compost tea. They could make a. What would you advise them to?
So any compost, whether they make it themselves, like your manure, let it compost, let it heat up, go back down, then it's absolutely full of microbes and the nutrition that the microbes need.
Okay.
So that's all we're trying to do is bring the soil back to life.
And then what sprays would you say?
So once the tree gets healthy and you got microbes, you don't need many
So
sprays.
let's just use sprays as a backup then.
Yeah. So I don't use any fungicide. These trees don't have any disease.
Okay.
The insects that I've got.
So you do use some insecticide because you had that. What was it? That worm?
Leaf miner.
Leaf miner.
And the problem with the leaf miner, it was invasive. There's no natural enemies. So
wow.
For most of I have a lot of beneficial insects.
Okay.
But it's not the ones that would control leaf miner.
Okay.
It's only been in the U.S. for 15 years.
All right.
So that's a challenge.
What do you think about that American size?
That's nice.
That's what Grandpa Henry would have used.
You want to try it?
And then your grandpa.
Plastic. There you go. Now we're talking.
You just need a couple of these guys.
I need several of these guys.
Come on now.
I need several of these guys. My grandson's 12.
Oh, wow.
He's out here all summer with me.
Yeah, there you go.
But
That'll work.
he's not big enough to do this yet.
That works.
This will wear you out in about,
yeah, it will.
about 20 minutes.
That's why nobody was fat back in the day.
That's right. 20 minutes is about all you can do with it. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for lunch. That was a bonus.
well.
We didn't know. That was awesome.
La la let me be free.